The Young and the Restless spoilers. The world of daytime drama and prestige television have rarely crossed paths so intriguingly as they do now, with The Young and the Restless legend Peter Bergman stepping into a new realm of storytelling while continuing to reign as one of the most enduring figures in daytime history. For decades, Bergman has defined sophistication and emotional complexity through his portrayal of Jack Abbott, the layered, ambitious, and heartbreakingly human patriarch of Genoa City's Abbott family. His performance has not only made him a fixture on CBS's The Young and the Restless but also a benchmark for what soap opera acting can achieve when intelligence, nuance, and longevity come together. Now, in 2025, fans have reason to celebrate rather than worry. Peter Bergman has landed a major new role in Apple TV+'s upcoming series Pluribus, and while the project represents an exciting artistic expansion, it will not take him away from the world of The Young and the Restless that has defined so much of his legacy. Reports from Entertainment Weekly confirm that Bergman has joined the cast of Pluribus, a visionary new drama from Vince Gilligan, the acclaimed creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. The announcement immediately set off a wave of excitement across both television communities. Fans of Gilligan's meticulous storytelling style were curious to see how the creator of some of TV's darkest and most brilliant character studies would approach this new concept, while YNR audiences were both thrilled and relieved to learn that Bergman's involvement would not mean saying goodbye to Jack Abbott anytime soon. For over 30 years, Bergman's performance has anchored The Young and the Restless, guiding its corporate rivalries, romantic chaos, and moral struggles with a gravitas that few daytime actors have ever achieved. His move into a high-concept Apple TV+ project signals not departure but evolution. A new chapter that reaffirms his versatility and enduring relevance. So what exactly is Pluribus? The early details paint an imaginative and unsettling picture. At the center of the story is Carol Sturka, portrayed by the Emmy-nominated Rhea Seehorn, best known for her brilliant performance as Kim Wexler in Better Call Saul. Carol is a romantic novelist living in a world gripped by a strange phenomenon, a new virus that infects humanity not with disease, but with euphoria. Those exposed to it become unshakably happy, blissfully optimistic, and oddly compliant, and yet, beneath the veneer of global joy, something far more disturbing begins to emerge. Carol, seemingly immune to the infection, becomes an outsider in a world that has chosen to abandon pain, fear, and realism. She is, paradoxically, the only person who can still feel the full weight of human emotion, grief, doubt, love, and the desire to understand what lies beneath the surface. The premise alone captures that signature Gilligan tension between morality and madness, between personal conscience and societal illusion. And it's precisely the kind of rich, idea-driven environment where an actor of Peter Bergman's depth can shine. While details about his character remain tightly under wraps, early whispers suggest that Bergman's role could be pivotal, possibly as a scientist, government official, or even one of the last dissenters in a world that has chemically or biologically engineered its own version of paradise. His gravitas and ability to blend authority with vulnerability make him a perfect fit for Gilligan's universe, which has always thrived on the moral ambiguity of its characters. For longtime YNR fans, the news that Bergman has secured a role in Pluribus without leaving his daytime home is both thrilling and reassuring. Over the years, soap opera audiences have grown accustomed to losing beloved actors to primetime and streaming projects, often permanently. But Bergman, who has been fiercely loyal to The Young and the Restless since joining in 1989, made it clear through his representatives that he has no plans to step away from Genoa City. His work schedule for Apple TV+ will be carefully balanced to accommodate both productions, a testament not only to his commitment but also to the respect the industry has for his longevity and professionalism. From a creative standpoint, this crossover between worlds feels symbolic. The Young and the Restless has always existed at the intersection of fantasy and realism. Its boardroom wars and romantic betrayals may be heightened, but the emotional truth at their core is deeply human. In contrast, Pluribus seems poised to take that human essence and examine it through a philosophical lens. What happens when a society removes pain and conflict entirely? Can joy exist without struggle? Can love mean anything if no one can feel loss? These are questions that echo through every one of Jack Abbott's storylines over the decades: his battles with Victor Newman, his endless search for identity and redemption, his constant dance between ambition and loneliness. In many ways, Bergman has been preparing to explore these questions in a sci-fi setting his entire career. The connection between The Young and the Restless and Pluribus goes deeper than coincidence. Both are character-driven dramas that use emotional truth as their foundation. Gilligan's meticulous narrative construction, known for exploring the consequences of human choice, aligns naturally with Bergman's acting philosophy. Over the years, Bergman has often spoken about the importance of grounding even the most outrageous soap plots in authenticity, finding the why beneath every act of love, betrayal, or revenge. In Pluribus, that same instinct will likely guide him as he helps bring to life a world where authenticity itself is under attack by an epidemic of forced happiness. Thematically, the timing of Pluribus couldn't be more relevant. In an age where social media often pressures people to perform happiness, and technology increasingly mediates emotion, the concept of a virus of joy feels like a chilling metaphor for modern life. It's easy to imagine Bergman's character embodying the resistance, a figure who remembers what it means to feel deeply in a society that has anesthetized itself. Perhaps he will represent reason amid delusion, or perhaps he will discover that even his skepticism is part of a larger illusion. Whatever the case, his inclusion in the cast ensures that Pluribus will carry emotional weight beneath its sci-fi intrigue. Meanwhile, in Genoa City, Bergman's character Jack Abbott continues to face his own existential dilemmas. With Diane's return, Kyle's romantic volatility, and the ever-present shadow of Victor Newman, Jack's world remains as unpredictable as ever. But in a meta-sense, Bergman's dual commitments to both The Young and the Restless and Pluribus illustrate something larger about modern television careers. The old boundaries between daytime and prestige drama are dissolving. Talent, depth, and longevity are being recognized across formats. A performer who can bring truth to a daily serial for decades can also bring gravitas to a streaming thriller watched by millions worldwide. Fans across platforms have reacted with enthusiasm. Social media lit up following the casting announcement, with longtime YNR viewers expressing pride that their favorite actor was being recognized beyond the soap world. Jack Abbott in a Vince Gilligan series, that's the crossover I never knew I needed, one fan wrote. Others pointed out how seamlessly Bergman's charisma could adapt to a darker, more introspective universe. For younger viewers who may not yet know his daytime work, Pluribus could serve as an introduction to one of the most skilled actors working in American television today. From an industry perspective, Apple TV Plus seems to be continuing its mission of elevating genre storytelling. With Severance, Silo, and now Pluribus, the platform has positioned itself as a haven for speculative narratives with emotional depth. The inclusion of actors like Rhea Seehorn and Peter Bergman suggests a commitment to nuanced, character-first performances rather than spectacle alone. For Gilligan, Pluribus marks his long-anticipated return after Better Call Saul, and expectations are understandably high. His storytelling has always been about moral paradox, about people making impossible choices under extraordinary circumstances. The twist this time is that the world itself may have chosen bliss over truth, and the consequences could be catastrophic. As filming continues, Apple has kept most plot specifics under wraps, likely to preserve the philosophical and emotional impact of the reveal. But insiders describe Pluribus as part sci-fi mystery, part psychological study, exploring how humanity redefines itself when the emotion that once tore it apart, suffering, is suddenly erased. Within that framework, Bergman's calm authority, emotional intelligence, and natural gravitas could serve as the audience's anchor amid a world gone mad with positivity. In the end, Peter Bergman's casting in Pluribus feels like a full-circle moment, not a departure from his soap opera roots, but a continuation of his lifelong artistic exploration. For decades, he has portrayed a man struggling to balance morality and ambition, empathy and control. Now, in a series that dares to question whether happiness itself can become a form of control, Bergman is stepping onto a new stage where those same questions will resonate on a global scale. And for his fans, both those who followed him through every twist in Jack Abbott's journey and those discovering him anew through Apple TV+. The message is clear: true artistry doesn't belong to one medium. It belongs to those who can bring humanity to any world, whether it's Genoa City or a dystopian planet infected by joy. So while The Young and the Restless will continue to deliver the romance, rivalry, and raw emotion that made it an institution, Bergman's leap into Pluribus represents a fascinating evolution of both actor and art form. It's proof that storytelling, like emotion, cannot be contained by category or platform. Whether he's facing Victor Newman across a Jabot boardroom or uncovering the secrets of a happiness pandemic in a near-future America, Peter Bergman remains what he has always been: a master of complexity, an architect of feeling, and one of television's quietest revolutionaries. The release of the official trailer for Pluribus has sent both science fiction enthusiasts and longtime soap opera fans into a state of collective intrigue. For months, audiences had speculated about the tone and mystery of Vince Gilligan's latest Apple TV Plus project, but now, with the preview finally unveiled, the concept feels both thrillingly imaginative and disturbingly prophetic. The trailer begins not with action or chaos but with quiet tension, a voiceover describing a world that has transcended pain, anger, and fear. Everyone, it seems, has found happiness through a mysterious global phenomenon, and the result is an unnerving serenity that stretches across cities, nations, and continents. Yet within this smiling world walks a single woman, Carol Sturka, the romantic novelist played by Rhea Seehorn, who alone remains untouched by the virus of joy. As the images unfold, luminous skylines, people laughing uncontrollably in the streets, children painting murals of suns that never set, one voice cuts through the chorus of happiness. It is a deep, commanding, unmistakably familiar voice, one that instantly sends waves of recognition through The Young and the Restless fandom. The voice belongs to Peter Bergman, the man who for more than 3 decades has embodied Jack Abbott, Genoa City's conflicted patriarch. Hearing him in such a different context, authoritative yet ominous, powerful yet strangely compassionate, gives the trailer a gravity that lingers long after it ends. Discussing Film, one of the first outlets to share the preview, confirmed what many attentive fans had already guessed: Bergman's mystery character may well be the President of the United States, and his dialogue suggests that he represents the governing power of this transformed world. In the trailer, Bergman's character delivers a line that encapsulates the entire philosophical dilemma of Pluribus: we cannot allow sorrow to exist. We have come too far to go back. It's a chilling statement, especially as it's directed at Carol, the last uninfected human who still experiences the full spectrum of emotion: grief, fear, guilt, love. His tone is not villainous but resolute, the voice of a man who believes he is saving humanity even as he may be condemning it. The implication is that the powers controlling this new world are determined to fix Carol, to understand why she remains immune to the euphoric contagion, and to erase that immunity so that the world's perfect equilibrium remains undisturbed. This is a fascinating twist for Bergman, who has spent his career mastering the art of internal conflict. As Jack Abbott, he's played the ambitious executive haunted by moral compromise, a man torn between the relentless pursuit of success and the need for redemption. But in Pluribus, he may stand as the symbolic architect of a world that has traded authenticity for artificial happiness, a leader who cannot afford to doubt his own ideology. The very qualities that have made Bergman's performances so compelling in daytime television, his ability to convey empathy, calculation, and quiet authority all at once, now find a broader, darker canvas. The trailer also hints at an emotional and psychological cat-and-mouse dynamic between Carol and Bergman's character. When Carol questions the cost of eternal happiness, his response is calm but chilling: the world, he insists, will not allow her to suffer. Yet beneath that reassurance lies an unspoken threat that individual pain, once considered a natural part of existence, has become the ultimate rebellion. It's this inversion of morality that makes Pluribus so gripping. What happens when joy itself becomes an instrument of control? When empathy becomes a liability? And what does it mean to be human in a world that refuses to tolerate sadness? Peter Bergman's involvement elevates those questions even further. To longtime fans, his voice carries decades of emotional resonance. Hearing it in the context of a dystopian government feels like a deliberate creative choice. Gilligan, known for his meticulous casting, has always valued actors who bring emotional realism to heightened worlds. By giving Bergman such a commanding presence in Pluribus, he invites the audience to see the story not as pure science fiction but as a continuation of the moral conflicts that define everyday life, the desire to control emotion, the fear of chaos, and the fragile hope that truth might survive even in a world designed to suppress it. For Bergman himself, Pluribus represents yet another milestone in a career that has already spanned over 4 decades. Before The Young and the Restless, he spent 10 years as Dr. Cliff Warner on ABC's All My Children, where he developed the same emotional discipline and vulnerability that would later define his portrayal of Jack Abbott. Those early years on All My Children taught him how to balance strength with compassion, a skill that will no doubt serve him well in Pluribus, where his character must embody both the savior and the oppressor. His evolution from daytime doctor to corporate titan to possible world leader on a global streaming platform feels almost poetic, as if each stage of his career has prepared him for this final synthesis of intellect, emotion, and authority. The crossover between genres also highlights an important shift in the entertainment industry, the growing recognition of daytime talent within the prestige television space. For years, soap actors were dismissed as melodramatic or confined to their serialized worlds, but that perception has been steadily changing. Performers like Bergman, who bring decades of emotional continuity and live performance discipline, have begun to be celebrated for their craft. His casting in a Vince Gilligan project is not just a nod to his longevity, it's a validation of his artistry. Beyond the professional significance, the themes of Pluribus echo Bergman's own long-standing fascination with human complexity. He has often spoken in interviews about the need for characters to face moral ambiguity rather than easy redemption. In one interview during his YNR tenure, he described Jack Abbott as a man who tries to do the right thing, but always finds the wrong way to do it. That sentiment could just as easily describe the president he now portrays, a man who genuinely believes that eradicating pain is the ultimate kindness, even as he erases the very essence of humanity in the process. It's the kind of character that challenges not only the actor but also the audience, forcing both to confront uncomfortable truths about the price of perfection. The visual design of the trailer complements this philosophical depth. We see Carol walking through eerily bright city streets, where laughter echoes like an anthem, and holographic billboards display slogans about unity, peace, and everlasting joy. Then, in sharp contrast, comes Bergman's face, calm, composed, and almost fatherly, as he delivers lines that blend reassurance with authority. His presence carries the weight of order in a world teetering on the edge of delusion. There's something both comforting and terrifying about him, which is precisely what makes the performance so magnetic. As the release date of November 7 approaches, anticipation continues to build. Viewers who have followed Bergman's journey from All My Children to The Young and the Restless now have the chance to see him in a completely new light, not as the troubled heir of a cosmetics empire, but as a man presiding over the psychological destiny of an entire species. Apple TV Plus has made it clear that Pluribus will blend science fiction, social commentary, and emotional drama into something deeply human. And for those familiar with Bergman's range, that promise feels especially exciting. In a way, Pluribus mirrors the duality that has defined Peter Bergman's own career. On one side, the relentless optimism of soap operas, where love, loss, and redemption cycle endlessly, always offering the hope of renewal. On the other, the intellectual and moral darkness of Gilligan's universe, where every choice has a consequence, and even good intentions can lead to catastrophe. Together, these worlds form a kind of artistic continuum, with Bergman standing at the center, bridging emotion and philosophy, heart and intellect. And perhaps that is the ultimate meaning behind his new role. In a time when society itself struggles to balance truth with comfort, authenticity with performance, Pluribus offers a chilling reflection of our own world, a place where happiness can be engineered, and dissent can be cured. By stepping into this role, Peter Bergman is not just expanding his acting repertoire, he's participating in a broader cultural conversation about what it means to be human in an era of artificial joy.